For a public agency that has a public duty, we didn't think that was good enough. So we went looking for the Society's executive director, Mary McConville. Miss McConville, good morning. Gillian Finley from the Fifth Estate.
Gillian?
How are you? As you know, we've been trying for months now to get answers from the Society about the placement of Jeffrey Baldwin, and we'd like to come and talk to you. We want to know why you won't agree to interview with us.
Gillian, you received a letter as to why I'm not doing the interview for the Fixcas.
I understand. We have received a letter. We're not asking you to divulge any identities. We're asking you to account for the actions of the Society.
The Society has accounted for its actions. We put out a statement on the weekend, or on Friday, I believe it was, which I think you've received.
The Society has never said why mistakes were made. You've never explained how this boy was put into the custody of people who had the potential to harm him.
Gillian, I'm not going to discuss this with you now. There is a statement which you're quite able to use.
That's not the same thing as accountability, Ms. McConville.
Excuse me.
You are a public agency.
Yes, we are.
You are publicly funded. Publicly funded to the tune of $88 million a year. We thought that should buy us a few more questions.
Ms. McConville, as I say, you are a public agency. You are publicly funded. The public interest needs to know.
How were mistakes made? Why were mistakes made?
Have you looked at the statement that was sent?
I have looked at the statement.
And are you telling me there's nothing in it?
I'm telling you that there's no explanation. There's an acknowledgement.
I believe there is an explanation.
Well, maybe you could tell us.
It does not go into the level of detail that I know that you would like and that your program has sought, but there is an explanation in the letter.
What is the explanation?
And I'm not prepared to discuss it any further.
Well, if it's as simple as that, surely you could just tell us what it is. The statement she refers to is in essence what the Society admitted before. Old records were simply not checked. Had they been, the statement says, we most certainly would have acted differently. As it is, the CCAS deeply regrets Jeffrey's tragic death. Knowing that we could have done more to prevent it has been heartbreaking to everyone involved. But for Ontario's Ombudsman, Andre Marin, sorry isn't good enough.
I want to know how it happened, why it happened, were there mechanisms that failed?
Thanks, Mr. Chairman, for you to...
For years now, Marin and his predecessors have been lobbying to get oversight of children's aid societies, to investigate the hundreds of complaints the Ombudsman receives every year. Marin hoped the sheer horror of the Baldwin case would help get children's aid societies on side.
You know, I thought initially when we were proposing this that I would see CASs lining up to support it. And so I've been astounded to a certain extent, but all I could say is that they don't want somebody questioning their decisions. But I think, you know, anyone who knows anything about the Jeffrey Baldwin case, it defies logic. That poor boy died a horrific death, and unfortunately, we have no answers to those questions.
Among the many sad things about Jeffrey Baldwin is the fact that in death, he proved far more important than he ever was to anyone in life. His siblings, his brother and his two sisters, are still in the CCAS's care. The caseworker who helped place them with Elva Botno is still in the Society's employ. As for Jeffrey's parents, they've since had another baby who was immediately seized by Children's Aid. Today, Yvonne Kidman and Richard Baldwin are fighting to get that child back. Fighting for what they call a second chance.